this way, it's going to go like that, right? Okay. So when you put a dolly on, you've now created 2 pivot points. So when you have one, you counter steer. You want the trailer.
So if you want to turn this way, you turn this way to turn this way to turn that way.
Exactly. Okay. So now,
101.
When you have another pivot point, what happens?
Oh, now you gotta.
Well, no, not this yet.
Oh.
When you add a dolly, you add a second pivot point. So when you want this dolly to go here, you got to turn here.
You got to turn that. So this turns that way. So that turns. That's what I just said.
No, so it does this number.
Yeah.
So you've literally got a Z pattern. It's like counter.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. So he hooks up to the dolly. He's like, all right, here's the trailer. I already got it spotted. Don't pull forward. It's lined up. Don't pull forward. Oh, okay. All right, back up. I wonder
why you wanted me to do it for you.
Back up straight. Do not turn the wheel. Okay. No. No. No.
You're just standing over here like, no.
So finally, he gets it like this, and it's not lined up. I go, get out of the fucking truck. He gets out. I get in. That's it.
You think
that's all you had to do.
Maybe he was doing this purposely, just so you would do it for him. I swear.
After about 4 tries, I was like, I'm fucking done.
Being a supervisor and just watching things happen, I'm like, part of me is like, this has got to be purposeful. Like, there's no way.
No.
Case in point. Unlabeled or unnamed. You got someone that is working for us, and they gave him a job. One job. Okay. You know how you have windscreens up on fences around fields and whatnot? Okay, so I, myself, and someone else did zip tied the top along and the sides. One side and halfway down another. We ran out of time for the day. A couple days later, it's like, all right, we need you to go up, finish the bottom. All you got to do is pull that bottom corner that's not secured, taut, and run it along the sides. Or the bottom. Right? Another guy that I work with goes, he somehow managed to fuck that whole thing. I'm like, how? This isn't possible. So I'm driving up by the field. Sure enough, the bottom corner that would normally be taut is almost folded. It's like a fupa. Like folded up over the bottom. It's like somehow sideways. Like, get the top straight, the bottom's not. How? And I'm looking at and this is like on a laundry list of different things that happen. I'm like, it's purposeful. It's got to be purposeful. I refuse to believe that there's people out there that can't simply pull zip tie. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I have too much faith in humanity.
I'm glad you have too much because I have too little.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the point now with some of the people I watch do shit. It's like, this can't be accidental. No, you're actually that dumb. You're dumb.
Don't turn the wheel. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess I just proved myself wrong. Yeah, okay. So.
You heard it here first, people. I took his I took his faith in humanity away and threw it away.
Dr. Steve Brule, Preeple. I'm a skateboard. Yeah, I don't know. So.
No, but yeah. But by the end of it, he was like, all right, this is actually pretty good. It's pretty easy. I'm like, yeah, trust me. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And eventually you get to the point where, like I was, before I jumped off line haul, I would pull in. They go, all right, break your set down, put your lead here, your tail there. All right, I'd jump in the trailer, drive all the way around the building. I'd back up my tail to the door they wanted it, drop it, break my set, go ditch my dolly, park my lead in the door they wanted it, and that was it. And a couple times I had drivers like, how long have you been driving? Not long enough to be good at this. We were really good at it. How do you do it? I'm not explaining it. Not doing it. Nope. Figure it out for yourself.
Do you get compensation pay for doing all this?
Nope.
Really?
Yep. I mean, I got 8 hours today.
Yeah, but still. Do you get straight time on a Sunday?
Oh, yeah. My company don't pay overtime at all.
Really?
Because of the state it's based out of. Plus, with DOT, there are certain ways, like, depending on what kind of commercial driving business you have, depending on the permits you need, depending on what you're transporting commercially. Certain things. So a good example. I'm sure Uncle Scoot has told you 150 straight as crow flies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what that means is, here's your terminal. Right?
It's air miles.
Air miles.
Yeah.
That's as straight as the crow flies.
Hiker's term. Just
as straight as the crow flies.
Right.
So it doesn't matter that you got to take 165 miles of road left and right to get to your destination that's only 130 miles away.
Right.
You are within that 150 mile radius of your terminal. So because of that, certain companies are log exempt, which now...
So wait. So they'll base the time on A to B straight line instead of A to B this route?
No. Yes and no. And that's where it gets funky. So they will...
I'm like, wow, you guys are getting railed.
That's the thing. Depending on the business, depending on what they pay you by the mile, that's where a lot of truckers are like, I'm going to make a lot of money. And then it's like, wow, I'm not making as much as I thought.
Right.
Because there's a lot of fine-tooth combing. You got to go through everything to realize where the money's coming from and where it's actually going.
Right.
So, 90% of trucking companies, the way they base their mileage pay, depending on how they do their pay, whether you're paid hourly, that's one thing, doesn't matter. Whether you're paid by the mile, that's different. It's the most efficient way from A to B. And the problem is it doesn't take into, a lot of companies don't take into consideration, yes, their map will say you can take this road, this road, this road, this road from A to B. Mm-hmm. And you can on a good day. That's not constituting traffic. That's not constituting one-ways. That's not constituting...
Construction.
One-way roads, weight limit roads. A lot of these places, like my area, for instance, the way I run, I could probably do my area in about 85 miles. Start to finish my day. But because I can't take shortcuts, there are certain roads, certain places...
Go through this field.
No, like there's one road out in an area, I take it once in a while. Because...
It's a seasonal road.
No, it's not a seasonal
road. Down with a 53-foot trailer.
Not a seasonal road. You're going to love this one. And
it's not even a road.
I'm sure some truckers out there, if they watch us, would be like, I'm confused. So when you get on this road from both ends, doesn't matter which end you come on, there's a no truck sign. They literally big circle, line through.
Well, I completely disregard that bullshit.
No.
You're right.
It's okay. Listen. It's okay because about 75 yards up the road from the one end, there's a truck downgrade sign. Tractor trailer. Okay, it gets better. Maybe that's what this is for the shitheads that don't listen to this. So you take this right onto this road. Shithead. You take this right onto this road. Immediately you see a no truck sign. 75 yards up, about 50 yards up the road, there's a truck downgrade sign. It's like, wait a minute, no trucks, but trucks be careful, downgrade. Okay, whatever. The other end, same thing. No trucks, 50 yards up the road, truck upgrade sign. It's like... I'm confused.
Wait, so if I get on the road somewhere other than the two entrances...
But you can't. I mean, you can, but
okay.
They're all not the roads you want to be on.
Those are the seasonal roads.
No, they're not the seasonal roads. Those are the roads that have like perfectly two car widths apart lanes. And when you come up to a stop sign, you see a car coming, well, I guess he's not going to like me.
I guess you're going to have to move.
Swing out, swing in, take up all of their lane. They stop 50 feet back. I'm cutting in. Sorry.
Funny. I did that exact same thing today, going to work, going down the hill here, right at the town offices, next to the creek.
Yeah.
That road there. Coming up off that road, and there's some silver like Jeep Compass or Jeep Renegade, something like that. Came up and literally, I shit you not, pulled out like halfway into my lane. And I was maybe 75, I was significantly up, like 75 yards up the road. They pull out, plenty of time to go whatever direction they wanted to go. I was the only car there, and stop in the middle of the lane. I'm driving like, what the flying fuck are you doing? And I go, Like, what are you fucking doing?
Well,
Like, commit. You're already halfway there. Fucking go.
Today, I was at coming back from Hartford, Connecticut, right? And I kid you not, I see it coming. I go, this guy thinks he's got enough time. I got the hookups right now. It's not going to work for you, buddy. This guy pulls out into my lane because he's coming at me, takes the left, stops. I go, well, you got two choices. Move, or I'm going to move you. I will. The ass end drops. That truck peels out across the road. I'm like, yeah, bye. And the whole while I'm seeing this out the window. I'm like, you ran your, because it was I know the way coming that way. You got two green lights. You got three green lights. Two for the straight traffic, and then you have a third light in the left lane for your left-hand turn. I know when those two lights are green and my two lights are on the side I'm on a green, there's a red arrow. Mm-hmm. I had the two green, which meant I know this guy, these two straight lanes had the two greens, which means I know that dude had a red arrow. Why were you going? Why were you making a left-hand turn into an oncoming traffic lane with about, I don't know, 30 tons of vehicle coming at you?
Bibbidi bibbidi bee.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo?
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
But yeah, I lost my faith in humanity when it comes to like people doing shit wrong.
Is it people or a person?
It's people in general.
Yeah.
Because it's not, it doesn't, with everything that's going on nowadays, honestly, can you sit there and say you are genuinely surprised when somebody does something so stupid, you scratch your head and go, did you really think that through?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Perfect case in point, and this is beautiful, he actually said that. Have you seen the video that's been viral video going around of, okay, so right now there's all like the Hamas in Israel, like protests and everything, and I think I sent you
sent me a few.
I sent you the whole YouTube video is Asmon Gold is like actually live streaming it, and I was listening to most of that because I was working at the time, but I was listening to it, and every now and again I'm like dragging a baseball field, and I pull my phone out on the track like, what the flying fuck? And, like, that shit was wild. But so with the protests and everything, a lot of the progressive left is pro-Hamas, which that in and of itself is just, it boggles my mind. And for the longest time, I'm like, and I think most people realize this too, but it's like one of those things where, but there's no way you can be like, look, this is obviously, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if anyone knows anything about Hamas, what is most like the progressive left made of? It's made of a lot of a plethora of air quotes disenfranchised groups, right? Like transgender, like your homosexuals, your whatever.
And hold on, really quick.
Pronouns.
Hold on, really quick. This way, nobody gets offended. We're not saying, well, at least I don't think he's saying, the way I'm agreeing with him in this essence is, it's not like, all your movements were failures and you guys didn't achieve nothing. It's the people that after everything was settled, after people got what they wanted, it's these fucking zealots that are like, well, we're still not happy.
It's not even that. It's just primarily, objectively, there is no like sides, whatever. Objectively, this is a Christian nation country. It always has been. Yeah. And this is like disenfranchised, these small sects of these like groups that are like, well, we want representation too, equal representation too. Your argument after that is hearsay. It's, whatever side you subscribe to, there's your argument. What I'm saying is all these like disenfranchised groups are saying, we're pro-Hamas. And they're saying, well, Israel controls a country. That's a big debate, is whether Israel controls the United States or U.S. controls Israel, whatever. The Hamas thing. If any of these groups were to do what they do in the Hamas regime, so to speak, case in point, if you are gay and in Palestine and Hamas, they find out, that's 10 years in prison. If you're a woman, like you can't, most Middle Eastern countries, you can't show skin.
Yeah, you can't be out in public with exposed skin.
So all these pronouns,
other than your eyes.
So this is where all the pronoun groups, the trans, the whatever it is, they do all these things. So we are Hamas, and they're supporting Palestine, supporting Hamas. Like, if you were over there, you would not be fucking supporting them, because either you'd be in jail or you'd be beaten to death, literally. Like, not even hyperbolic, just literally. That's what would happen. So when I say most of these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, that's what I mean. There's a viral video going around, and actually I might even have it. There's a viral video going around of these two college kids, and they're talking specifically about the riots that were going on. Okay, yeah, here it is. From the post-millennial. So, give it a second. It's modern technology. Okay.
Too long.
Yeah. Modern technology from the post-millennial. Quote, I wish I was more educated. Anti-Israel activists at NYU Gaza camp admit they don't know why they are protesting. Okay. All right. Said, as college campuses across the country have seen Gaza camps popping up in protest of Israel's war against Hamas terrorists, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani shared a video on X capturing a moment of confusion among protesters at New York's university who failed to clarify exactly what they were protesting. Here it is. Oh, good. I'll play it.
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Stop!
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh.
I came from Columbia. I was there up at Columbia, and we came down. They said NYU students need no support. So I came down. I heard there's lots of cops. Some people were saying it was getting dangerous.
See, that's the problem. This is where there's a constant argument. This is when people say, like Tim Pool says this all the time. The issue is the left marches in lockstep, meaning there'll be a small group of this large plethora of like these individual groups in the progressive left that will have a gripe against something, and it doesn't necessarily have to. It doesn't have to be a good thing. It doesn't even have to make sense. But because that group, and we are all under this flag, this banner, this umbrella, all of us will go and gravitate to that. Not even knowing what the fuck they're doing there. Not even know why. Case in point here. Now, does that mean all of them don't know what they're talking about or doing? No. But I am willing to bet at least half of them don't. Because you have two random kids there. And they're like, oh, we just came down from another university because we heard there were cops and they were protesting something. And that's the extent of anything they know what's going on.
So here's my thing. What is NYU doing that is causing the protest?
Well, I don't know about NYU. But what I do know is, was it UCLA? The video I sent you. What the problem is a lot of their finances were they were funding Israel, and that's why a lot of those kids were protesting. Because, again, pro-Hamas. If you're pro-Hamas, clearly you're not for Israel. So they were like, we don't like your any of your cash going toward Israel. So they went there to protest, and really those riots kind of blamed the campus, the college, the university, because they should have shut that down. It was going on for 5 days or so before that riot happened over there. They should have shut that down 2-3 days prior. Before any of this happened.
Okay.
And they didn't. They let him go. Well, because, again, free speech. And that's what a lot of people claim. It's like, well, the First Amendment is a violation of the constitutional amendment because we can protest. It's true. But when the university, which they did, said, this is an unlawful protest, we do not want you here because it is their property, you need to go, and they refuse, you go from protester to, well, now you're, trespassing, and then it turned violent. Now it's a riot. So when the police come in, even though sometimes the police do shit, and I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that. Here, they did, and they did the right thing. Because everything that happened, and if you watch the video, like I said, it was wild, but the police were pretty reserved during all that. Like, just, they were gingerly tearing down their walls that they built on that one campus, or the one dorm.
Yeah. Just
tearing shit apart, piece by piece. It's like, no, you gotta go. They could have gone in there and just fired. They had non-lethal rounds, like I think they had sandbags and tear gas.
Yeah, smoke.
But
bombs.
I mean, they could have gone in there and just like turtle squat it and just beat the
Rohypnol.
shit out of everyone. Rubbing alcohol. And,
Yeah, rubbing alcohol. That's what I said. Not Rohypnol.
Yeah.
Huh. Good save.
But so that's
What happened?
that is
What do you mean? We were protesting in California. Now my ass hurts, and I'm in New York. You must live here.
No, you weren't anywhere else. You were always here. So yeah.
You were always here.
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
But
I love that
that's as far as UCLA goes. That's why that protest popped off. For NYU, I would guess it's the same thing or something similar, but it could be just for like these two girls here. Well, I don't know. I see it happening over in UCLA, so why don't we form a protest? And that's what happens. And then, like I said, you get people that come down and be like, I heard there was something going on.
Yeah.
It's a rager.
I hope I get some ecstasy. What's this?
Oh.
It's smoking. I'm gonna get so high.
That's my tailpipe, you fucking dope.
Can I have sex with it? Wait, what?
Speaking of rager, going on with the protests and everything still, you had to have heard of it. I might even send it to you. That, was it the... What fucking... Is it Mississippi? No. Missouri? What fucking university was it? The one where there was a small band of, like, a protest going on, and...
They demanded food and water. Was that the one you're talking
That was the UCLA one. That was the
yeah.
same one. Yeah, that's before I go on to that.
Okay, never mind.
It's that was wild too, because at UCLA they interviewed him before everything popped off. It's like, what do you? This is paraphrasing and really cutting it down, but there's plenty of videos out there if you want to get like balls deep into it. But basically, they said, "Oh, what are you asking for?" It's like, "Well, we don't want them to cut food and water off." It's like, but you barricaded everything. It's like, so you're cutting it off to yourself. And like well, they demanded, it's like, well, we paid for tuition, so we should have our
Humanitarian rights.
Yeah. And the the journalist goes, well, did anyone deny it to you? It's like, well, no, but we want to be reassured. I'm like, so you're here demanding all this stuff and claiming all this stuff's happened, but now admitting that it hasn't happened. So you're basically rioting and protesting for something that isn't even a thing.
Do you even know what you're here for? I don't know anymore.
But yeah. So, but the kids. Let me find it. There was I can't remember if it's fucking Missouri or Mississippi. There was a small protest going on another campus, and they took the American flag down. At these protesters took the American flag down and put up a.
It was a foreign
It was a
flag.
Palestinian flag.
Yes.
Could have been Ukraine. Who the fuck knows nowadays? But UNC. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was UNC. That's what it was. So they take the American flag down, the protesters, and they put up. I can't fucking. I think it was the Palestinian flag. So what happens is, when they were protesting, what they didn't realize is the dorms they were right next to was a bunch of frat boys.
I saw that one. Oh my god!
They all came and took that flag down, put the U.S. flag back up, and
Started chanting like the national
yeah,
anthem.
they were they were chanting the national anthem, USA. It was like fucking watching a wrestling show. And I was watching, it was like, wow, they're chanting like fucking wrestling fans, and then USA, which is kind of funny because that song is like critical of the United States, but whatever. They're singing the hook, so they're like fighting protesters off, putting this flag up, and they heavily outnumbered. They were just like surrounded.
Well, they didn't realize
drowned them out.
The one of the things I read was, protesters didn't realize they were on like frat row.
Yeah.
And when they realized, like when the protesters started chanting, and the people inside the fraternity started realizing what was going on, then they started rolling out, and it just quickly got. They were like, ooh. It was almost like that scene in Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, where all of the troops come out, and it's like,
Yeah, that's what happens when you hit the fucking walls of Mordor.
We should go there and start a fraternity called Mordor.
But all right, so
like a Mordor.
So, oh god, there's a beer company now promoting their fucking protest.
What?
So, or not the protest, the response to the protest. Beer company.
I was like,
good. Fundraiser. Okay, yes. Yeah, so there was, all right, North Carolina. That's what it is. University of North Carolina organized to protect a prominent American flag on campus that was the center of a pro-Palestinian student protest. A GoFundMe launched to reward the fraternity members who granted the flag or guarded the flag. Has so far raised more than $500,000 to honor the students' patriotism, according to the GoFundMe page, which GoFundMe is going to take like 25%.
Yeah.
Fraternity members who spoke with USA Today said they intend to use the money they might receive to support charities aligned with their beliefs, including supporting Israel. Yeah, so they that's the point I was making is they were set up a GoFundMe to throw so these guys could throw a rager. Basically, that's the whole point of it. It's like, yeah, these kids deserve it. And when I checked last, it was like $208,000. Like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot. Here's $500,000, $500,000, like for these few hundred kids to throw a party. It's like, hey, here's $500,000. Like, what? So in response to that, this is the funny part. Kingsley Wilson on X, he writes this fucking thing. He goes, commie losers across the country have invaded college campuses to make dumb demands of weak university administrators. But amidst the chaos, the screaming, the anti-Semitic, the hatred of faith and flag, stood a platoon of American heroes. Armed in vineyard vines and Patagonia, fueled by Zen and White Claws, these triumphant Bohemians protected Old Glory from the unwashed Marxist horde, laughing at their shrieks and wails and shielding the stars and stripes from Soviet missiles. These boys, no, men of the UNC Chapel Hill Pi Kappa Phi, gave the best to America. Now they deserve the best. And that was the start. At that point,
I kind of want to donate to that GoFundMe now, just because of the way they spun that.
That was like, what's that one meme thing going around talking about like these four ruffians break into my house and he's got his bayonet and he shoots it off.
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
That was great. Hold on one second. Big ones. Putin just texted me.
Oh, yeah? What's Putin need? Yeah, so with the riots and everything going on, it's fucking wild. That's all it really boils down to. Is it's wild. It's a wild time.
I love that.
You can tell it's like election season's right around the corner because shit's really starting to pop off now for one reason or another.
Maybe we'll have a Summer of Love comeback tour.
That's basically what this is.
2024.
Because it's getting nice. And, I mean, there was another police I can't breathe moment, like, was it a week ago or something like that?
The guy hit a telephone pole. I know what you're talking about. The guy hit a telephone pole. What was his name?
Floyd George?
No, something else. It was a weird name. It was a weird common name.
Jack Smith?
No, I don't remember. Long story short, the guy fucking whacked the telephone pole. And when you see the body cam footage of the cop looking at the telephone pole,
right,
he straight up bit this shit off, snapped the lines, and then suspended it in the road. Like, I get you. Oh, dude, give me a pen.
They broke it in half?
Give me a pen and paper really quick. I'll show you.
Man.
Please.
Oh, God.
Please, you gotta see this.
What are we doing?
Arts and crafts.
It's like an art show now.
Hell yeah. I'll use crayons. Hey, oops. You might have to beep that moment out. I'll let you discover it on the camera when you watch the video.
Oh, God.
But you might want to cut it out because it's a gesture that could get the show banned.
We'll save that for later. Anyway.
Seriously, watch the video.
Watch the video, Eric. Go ahead. Illustrate whatever's happening.
So here's the road.
What are we, like 30 minutes in? 20? I don't know, fucking whatever.
Here's the road, right?
Okay. No one can know. No one sees what you're doing.
You see the lines coming in like this. You see the lines coming in like that. There's a
Right.
piece of a telephone pole here. The rest,
Oh, shit.
splintered. It's like this. And then there's the cross things right there. This is what it looks like. Here's your line. Here's your shoulder. This is what you see from the body cam footage.
How in the... How
Yeah.
hard did he hit it?
Yeah.
Hey, wait, how hard and fast did he hit it to knock the... Okay, so basically what happened is this. Here's a telephone pole. He hits it. The wires are right here. It breaks the bottom off, and it's hanging, but the little stump's still in the ground.
And
so how fast
it's
was he going
over almost to the middle of the road.
to snap it that much and not knock the wires off? That's impressive.
So-
I'm not even upset.
So then
That he makes origami.
he runs to he continues to drive.
Yeah, of
He
course.
drives the car to a bar.
Why wouldn't you? I go, oh, you better make this worth it. I
And
better make it make sense.
goes in. And when the cops find out he's there, because they're calling to have him removed.
Right.
They're calling the cops to have him removed.
For an unrelated event, or
No, he went in there and
Oh.
started becoming belligerent.
Oh.
So
okay, wait.
at first,
So
so the
did-
people in the bar didn't know he hit a telephone pole.
Okay, so
The people that witnessed him hit the telephone pole said, hey, he went to the bar.
Oh, it was next to it.
It was very near it.
Oh,
So then the cops go to the bar, and it just so happens there's like a bartender or the owner. She's right by the door.
Right.
She's like, "Yeah, we were calling you guys. Get him. We want him out of here." So I don't know if they knew he had just whacked a telephone pole. So the cop walks in. All right, buddy. Hey, come on. We gotta go. I'm not going in with you. I'm not going in with you. There's a little bit of like not a severe tussle.
Right.
It's nothing seriously like throwing him down on the ground.
No, just
They're
ripping his
not like-
arm away or something.
No, they didn't Roadhouse fucking rip his throat out like Patrick Swayze did.
Right.
Throw him on the ground and cuff him. Then no, there was a little bit of like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Blah, blah. Got him cuffed. Threw a little bit of this scrap. Couple minutes later, into being cuffed, his heart failed. He died.
Because I heard something about he was saying I can't breathe or whatever.
I didn't see that. I didn't hear that.
Maybe it
part.
was a completely unrelated thing. I don't know.
It might. The headline I wrote, the headline I read was, "I can't breathe."
Oh, maybe.
Quote unquote. It was. This is what I saw. I can't breathe.
Why are you writing it? You just say it. You don't have to hand it in, man. You want me to grade it?
And then it goes. It's like this. This was the article I saw. This was the headline.
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell happened? So and so, a black man, something years old, died in custody. Police, our investigation for excessive force. Body cam footage reveals the moments leading up to it. So it was. It was basically like we have another George Floyd in our hands.
Maybe it was the same thing because that's exactly what I saw was. Basically, it's like this is going to be another George Floyd thing, but I think with the Palestinian and the Israeli thing going on, and then really over top of that, in importance, the border and inflation and everything else going on for this election cycle, I don't think this "I can't breathe" narrative is really going to get any kind of legs. In fact, I'm willing to bet most people don't even know what's going on with that right now. But I did see something about that. I don't even remember how the fuck we got in that, but I can't breathe. Yeah, that's about what it's about right now. What it's like in the United States.
We're not going to show that one to the folks at home.
Never mind.
Wait a second.
Never mind. What is he drawing now? All right, we just went from a commentary show to what is this, Hangman? Oh, I think I know. Is it the right size?
boop, 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 boop. Is it even remotely close?
They are. Well, I mean, it could be. It could be like a.
Oh, I guessed.
It could be like a. It could be an up and then fall on. I mean,
I guessed. That's
Just a-
actually a lucky guess.
more of a-
I didn't even look. I just do it like this.
Like a-
I totally guessed at where
like
it
a-
was going to be.
3-point shot kind of thing. Like,
Kobe.
oh, jeez.
Speaking of Kobe,
How in the fuck did we get on that? I don't know.
you ever watch Van House Gaming anymore?
No, man, I haven't watched that in a long fucking time.
I do regularly, actually. I watch all of them now. Especially now that the crew's kind of dwindled down to only a select few because there's been some.
Yeah, it grew.
It's not that it grew; it's that some things happened, and now some people have kind of taken their leave.
Well, I mean, from when I mean, it was like 2012-ish when
Yeah.
because they were doing the Black Ops thing, the Black
Yeah.
Ops 2 stuff. That's when I found them.
Back
And
then,
I've
you had
watched it
Mini-Led,
for-
Terrorizer, basically Delirious, Vanos,
I don't
Nogla, Louis,
Yeah, Terrorizer was.
4-0, Wildcat.
Wildcat was there. 4-0. You had a was it Piggly?
Big
something.
Jiggly Panda.
Yep, Big Jiggly Panda.
There was about 12 to 13 people in
No.
this crew.
It was, but like 407 and Big Jiggly Panda they weren't there often.
No,
Kinda, like,
they
sparingly. It was mostly like Nogla, Louis, Vanos, Delirious, Wildcat. Like those were the core ones.
Vanos, Terrorizer, Louis, Delirious. They've always been like, and Nogla. They've always been like the core five.
Right. Like that's really and then cartoons came in. Delirious
Cartoons,
cartoon.
yep.
First I was like,
All
right, whatever.
There was another cartoon. Yeah, there was another one.
There was a shit ton that came in. Like that was after I stopped watching really in like 2015, 16. I was
well,
like,
now they're back to like a core 4 or 5 guys.
yeah.
Other guys will kind of spot in.
Do they still get like 3-4 million views?
Vanos is the one who does the best.
I mean, he always has though.
Yeah. Don't know what about him, but he's like the most charismatic.
I think it's just editing and really
charisma. Honestly, when it comes down to it.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's that. I think it's because if you watch most shows, like just podcasts, anything, you'll have your clear it centers around this guy, but then you have supporting cast characters, which are the personality, which kind of complement the center guy.
That's definitely that's
like,
Evan.
and I think that's like Vanos is
Vanos,
that centerpiece, and then you have the crazy ass Delirious, and then you have the kind of, I don't want to say dopey, but for lack of a better term, Nogla.
Nogla, dopey
And then
Nogla.
you have the asshole.
Fucking love you, Nogla.
Yeah, you have the asshole Wildcat. Because Wildcat is a fucking douchebag. I love
Moo
Wildcat.
Snuckle. That was the other one I was thinking of. Moo and Wildcat, Delirious. And you're right. They all complement. They all have their own good personalities.
It's like
when you watch their shows, their videos, they're hilarious and entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But when you watch them collectively, it's like
That's it.
When
With our powers combined,
Yeah.
and that's basically how they all formed.
Yeah. And Evan seems to be the one where Vanos's videos seem to be the one where they all collectively get on board with.
Yeah.
And they all have a good time. And I got to give you, you're right. So,
But I think, like, same with, like, Tim Pool, for example. Like, Tim Pool's the centerpiece of that. But there's Ian, which is, like, the fucking crazy hippie. Like, half the time he either, in Dungeons & Dragons terms, he rolls 1s or 20s, and, like, there's nothing in between. It's either critical fail or critical success, and that's it. Like, he either, like, makes a point, he's like, yeah, this guy's point is, like, spot on. And other times he talks, like, why are you even fucking on the show?
and that's coming from Tim Pool himself.
Yeah.
He's not saying it, but you can see it in his eyes.
And then there's, other, like, Phil. Phil from All That Remains.
Yep.
He's constantly on there, and he's more right wing, or no, he's more classic libertarian based. And there's different characters have different perspectives and everything. But and Seamus is very
Oh yeah, I
Catholic.
forgot about Seamus. So Oh, hold on one second.
Very right-wing Catholic. But yeah, so that's...
So Kobe, back to Kobe. I was watching Scribble. They
what the
they
fuck
did
are we
a
talking
Scribble.io.
Yep.
No, it was the greatest moments. And it was a 2023 video. Greatest moments of 2023.
Okay.
It shows, it's a 4-letter word they had to guess. I forgot who was drawing. And all it shows is some green hills, some grass, and a helicopter crash. Within seconds, I think it was Wildcat.
I was going to say, I think even without you saying Kobe, I think most people would be like, Kobe?
I think it was Wildcat or Jiggly got it first. Oh my fucking God!
Yeah.
No! I was like, bring, 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 bring. They all got it. They're like, oh my God, that's terrible. I was like, oh, that's such a shame.
Jeez.
Rest in peace. Great fucking baller. He'd taken way before he should have been.
I almost let something slip out there, but I'm not going to. Yeah, definitely. He sometimes the world isn't fair, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, actually, going along with Vanoss and everything, this has nothing to do with Vanoss himself, but gaming. Have you heard of anything with the Helldivers 2? Like, I can't even say controversy. This is like a massive.
You mean PlayStation's Sony's fuck up? Yeah.
Fuck up is, but like,
And they doubled down.
Yeah. Well, they're in talks right now, but they did. I think they took the game off Steam, which I don't know if Steam players can still play or not. But the whole thing, if you somehow don't know. So, Helldivers.
Well, hold on. Before you say that, if you somehow don't know, it really doesn't apply. Gaming is, yes, it is a broader market, but Helldivers 2 especially, that is more of a niche game now.
Oh,
And
no.
No. What I mean is, like, everybody's finding out about it because of how popularized it's become.
Right.
But before Helldivers 2, have you ever heard of Helldivers?
No one heard of Helldivers. But that's what I mean. Like, I'm not talking about the franchise or like the title. I'm talking about the game Helldivers 2. That had a legitimate shot to be Game of the Year up to this point, anyway. So the game's out for 3 months. I mean, we talked about it. It was like 2 weeks after it came out. Then it came across our TikTok feeds. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it at a couple different shows. So Sony, apparently in the Steam account, if you bought it on Steam, there was a clause in the game that says eventually you're going to have to link this up, or at the time you had to link it up with a PSN account in order to play it. But what happened is because there was some kind of glitch or some issue with whatever it was, they didn't follow through with that. So you didn't have to link up with a PSN account. So what happened is for the last 3 months, if you were a Steam player on PC, you didn't have to have a PSN account in order to play Helldivers 2. Well, a couple days ago, Sony decided to drop overnight, and Arrowhead didn't even know about this. They read it pretty much the same time as all of us did. By May 30th, you have to link up on a PSN account, and by I think June 8th, if you don't have one, you're done.
86th.
Now, surface value, you look and say, well, it was already in the description of the game on Steam, so I don't really see it. It was like, if the warning's already there, then I don't see an issue here. And what a lot of people are saying, or I shouldn't say a lot of people, some people that defend the whole Sony thing are like, it takes 2 minutes to create an account.
But here's the problem.
And that's true. It does. It's really quick to make a PlayStation account. That is true. But there's a couple problems with that. One is the reason. All right. Well, first, them doing this and saying, okay, I'll say with the first one. The reason why a lot of people have an issue with this is the reason Sony gave is like, well, we're doing this for a security issue. And anybody who knows anything about Sony, the one thing they are not known for is great security. How many fucking times has Sony been hacked? Sony PlayStation, Sony, just the software itself. They've had numerous times. You remember, what was it? 12, 13 years ago on PlayStation 3, they had that massive
2010,
leak.
2011, yeah.
Yeah, they had that massive leak, and
Where they
because
shut
of
down
that,
the network for like 3 months.
it wasn't 3 months. It wasn't that long. It was like a few days. It was a week anyway.
Remember, it was definitely over a month because we ended up getting a free game for it.
We got 2 free games.
Two free games. Yeah, that was over a month, dude. We weren't able to play for almost a month.
Maybe you're right. It's been a long time, but that was a massive one. But ever since then, there's been numerous times where there's been leaks constantly in people's information and bank account. That was a big one for the PlayStation 3 one. There's been leak after leak after leak. So when Sony said we're doing this for security issues, everyone instantly went, hold on, wait the fuck on. Like, no, you can't say that because you are like one of the worst fucking people with like personal IP and like leaking information and security breaches constantly. It's like, no, I'm not buying that at all. What I think they're doing is Helldivers became a huge fucking success. Like literally in weeks. It became one of the biggest, I think it was like number 7 all time on Sony's game selling list. Something like that, which is fucking ridiculous. They saw how big numbers it was, like the big numbers it was getting. And what they wanted to do is say, okay, so we have half of the community for this game is over on Steam, and they don't have PlayStation accounts. If we make them get PlayStation accounts, that bolsters up our fucking numbers of PlayStation accounts that we got for this quarter, and then we can talk to our investors. Look how like big we've gotten, so that's more money, right? But the reason they gave was like, we're doing this for security. It's like, bullshit. No, you're not. One, that's a lie. And 2, your security's fucking garbage. So you're doing this. And that's what a lot of people's argument is. They're like, I'm not giving you my security or my information because your security is garbage. What are you going to say?
Well, there's another reason I read into.
Well, that's probably the reason I'm going to get to.
About PlayStation Network not being available in some places.
And that's exactly where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Because of that, they said, okay, we're going to allow it for... So because they're going to do this, they're going to make it so you have to have a PSN account to play the game. The problem with that, PlayStation Network is only allowed in 69 countries in the world.
Yeah, and there's more than that.
There's over 180 countries, sovereign states in the world. So you effectively are cutting out like 160 some countries and potential players because they're not that they won't get a PlayStation account because they can't get a PlayStation account.
Yeah.
Some people's arguments are we'll just use a VPN. Problem with that. In PlayStation's and Sony's terms and conditions with PlayStation Network, it specifically says if you log on using a VPN, that is grounds for banning your account. So now you leave all these disenfranchised community members for Helldivers and any like game. Now you leave them in a position, okay, so I can't play this game, which I want to play, because I can't get a PlayStation account, a PSN account. Your option is break Sony's terms and conditions to make an account to play this game.
And run the risk of being banned.
And have a bannable offense right off the bat.
Yeah.
Or just not play the game at all. Sony fucked up on a massive fucking level. And you know what the sad part is? And initially, in like the first few hours, Arrowhead was taking a lot of this flack. Arrowhead reasonably has nothing to do with this.
No.
Their top CEO, one of their top managers, they said they knew about this like 6 months ahead of time, but like a small fraction of the members of Arrowhead knew about it. Most of them had no fucking idea. Like I said, most of them woke up the same day we all did, read it, and be like, what?
Yeah.
And I'd say that team is fantastic. Their communication, they are on board with everybody boycotting this game and downvoting it, negative reviews, whatever. Steam's negative reviews, you know how many they're up to now? When this first happened, they were at like 25,000 negative reviews, like overnight. Or not even overnight, it was like within hours. And then later that day, that was up to like it was like 103,000 negative reviews. Yeah. Now, as of this morning, it was at 273,000 negative reviews. If you watch the review chart going across, like green, positive, and then like as of this week, boom, like a huge fucking negative just review fucking line. And Arrowhead is like, we'd hate to see this happen to our game. And I 100% agree. Like, I was talking with her. I'm like, I hate to see this game, like this happen to this game. Like, I fucking legitimately love this game.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's well done. I have a blast with it. But Sony is a massive company. And just a bunch of people complaining about one video game is not going to matter shit to them. You can say boo, thumbs down all you want. But unless it affects them some way, they don't give a shit. They're going to double down. Steam is now offering full refunds on the game. I'm like, boom, that's how you do it. Ooh. There is a shit ton of refunds that are going out now. So now this is going to affect Sony. I'm like, that's how you do this.
That's money they're taking out of their pocket.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that's how you're going to do it. Like, you got a game that sold as much as it did, sell it back. Say,
and now you got to give a portion of it back.
There's a reason, like, someone specifically put, like, the wording, it was a short, like, 2 or 3 sentence statement for reasoning for wanting a refund. And it was something to the effect of Sony changed the terms of purchase, changed the terms post-purchase, so I'd like my refund, something to that effect. And the way it's worded, there's no argument there, because they did. They changed it. So now Steam can give you your refund. Now, it might take some time, and actually I was like, you know what? I might see if I can do the same thing directly from Sony itself, and just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like like I said, I hate to see the game like just bomb and tank, but even Arrowhead is like, they're fucking up, and it's sad. It sucks because one, I got a massive fucking gripe with Sony constantly. Anyway, when we game together and something goes wrong in the game, like he notoriously blames the developers. Like,
not the developers.
Well, it's a blanket statement. You're like, fix your fucking game. Like, that's a common thing you say, is it not?
Yeah,
yes.
Like the game's fucking broke.
When I say when something, same exact problem could happen. Now, whatever side it's on, I don't know. I notoriously blame the fucking hardware. Like, I constantly go, fucking piece of shit systems. Like, why don't you fucking...
So how about the other day when I got trapped in the mountain? I was like shooting.
Oh my God, yeah.
You were throwing bombs at me. It wasn't until you got right close to me and threw the grenade and I was right near you.
I know.
That's not the hardware. Well, like said, that's the game.
Like I said, it has nothing to do with what the actual problem is. It's like you notoriously blame the game.
It's just what I go-to fucking
I notoriously blame the system. That's just...
Yeah.
I feel so fucking merited now, and like, this is a warranted complaint. Fuck Sony.
Well, here's the thing. Sony, I've always been a big supporter. I will always be a big supporter of the gaming industry. Just my preference is Sony. I have the Xbox. I have the Nintendo. I would love to get Steam. I would. And I intend to. 100% wholeheartedly. I saw this coming even before all of this shit really started. Back when they talked about not porting Xbox.
I honestly didn't. And there's been actually, like, beyond the petition to get Xbox on it, there actually has been talks, allegedly, between Sony and Microsoft to get it on Xbox. That was a couple weeks ago. And then this happens. I'm like... So now it's like you do this, and now Microsoft players, they're going to be like, fuck no. And you just instantly are going to turn Xbox players off to it. It's like, I'm not, like, I don't need a fucking PlayStation account I have an Xbox. Like, it's like Sony saw that this game was unifying the 3 fucking, like, main centers of gaming and went, oh, no, you don't. And just, like, drove a wedge and was like, we're going to cut Steam off PC players and make it so Xbox wants nothing to do with PlayStation. Go fuck yourself, Sony. And I say that with the same passion as I do, like, the fucking deep state Biden administration. Fuck you, too. It's probably Biden and Sony, whatever.
Biden probably... Wait a minute. Sony, Biden...
Trump.
Aliens did cause 9/11.
Oh my God, this proof film is real.
And Jason Voorhees is real.
Yeah.
I saw the jersey. It just clicked.
He is real. I got my picture taken with him over there. Yeah. So, with that whole thing,
All I see is you hugging a PlayStation 2. Nice try. You do support Sony.
I know I'm doing all this, and there's a PS4, 3, and 2 right there. There's a
Yeah.
5 out there.
I have my 1 and 2 up in the attic. I have my 3, 4, and 5 on my TV downstairs.
It just like, how do you fucking fumble this bad?
But I also still have my Xbox 360. I have my Xbox One X. I have my Xbox Series S. I have my Nintendo Wii. No, I don't have the Wii. I have the 64, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Nintendo Switch.
I just don't get it.
I have my emulator.
I don't fucking understand. Like, are you that out of touch with everything? Like, and how do you not know that this is going to cause this kind of reaction? Like,
Like I
What
said,
think
it's not
tank?
intentional. Someone up there probably sat there and said, "Yeah, we won't have a problem. We'll be all right.
Honestly, I think
We'll be all right."
you know what? Never mind. Just get out.
What the fuck?
That's basically what that move was. A Sony move right there. I don't know. I don't know. It just fucking, it pisses me off. It's like, I feel like every fucking game I absolutely love is one of two things. Either A, it's so obscure and it's like there's no way this is gonna last a long time. Gigabash being, that's such a niche game, but it's like right up my alley. And then 2, there's games like, let's see, GTA 5 online, awesome, but microtransactions up the a-hole. Our Red Dead Redemption 2 online was like, the game was fantastic. Online was fucking boring as fuck. Like, we had to make our own fun. There was nothing fun on the game itself to do. We made our own fun. Which, if it was
Like glitching big fish into a trail.
yeah, if it was a sandbox game, that would be one thing.
Excuse me.
But it's not a sandbox game.
No, it's
Like
really not.
like sandbox game is to make your own fun. This is, you just make do with what you got.
Yeah.
What other?
Which that's what they did in the Frontier.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 when that came out, and fucking EA dropped the ball so hard with microtransactions. It nearly murdered the fucking the player base. Mm-hmm. It nearly killed it. And they recovered, but not as,
That's why I got out of Battlefront 2. There was too many transactions.
not as hard. It didn't recover as like full. Like the community. I mean, it still has a good community. I still play it every now and again.
Yeah.
But it's not like it originally was. And again, like in Battlefront, when that happened, I was all for banning it. I was like, no, fuck them. They're gonna do this. Like, I love Star Wars. But that was different because that was the developers too. I'm like, you guys are fucking. But yeah, with the Helldivers, like Arrowhead, I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
but I'm
they genuinely put out a good game. They wanted it to be a community-based game to bring the communities together and have a good time, and they were getting that. And then all of a sudden, like you said, the powers that be, no, stop touching.
Yeah, they
each
just
other.
see it, and all they see is dollars. No, I'm not going to say that. That'll fucking probably get banned for that one. I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah, you'll have to also edit that part of the video out too.
I'm not editing shit.
No, you're gonna want to edit that one out. It's a very clear gesture in what I was doing to it. Not that.
What else could be? Oh.
Yeah, watch it, burn it into your brain, and then cut it.
Jeez.
Sorry, folks at home, you'll never see it.
That's bye-bye Helldivers.
Well, might as well play it till it goes.
You know what else is gone? We're going to be? TikTok.
Oh, God, again. Yeah, I heard.
It's not really going to be gone. It's just not going to be on an app store. That's all. So if anyone else tells you differently, they're fucking wrong.
You just go through a third-party site and download it into your phone.
Yeah, all you got to do is go to the site itself and then save it as a URL.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Fine.
Like, so the app, it's just not going to be on your app store. So, Anyone that's like, but I can't find it. It's like, just spell TikTok. That's too many letters.
Okay, Google. TikTok. Oh, that was so much work.
I quit. No, so unless you have an Apple phone, then I guess you're out of luck.
Oh,
You can't-
speaking of which, I didn't realize this yesterday. So I did a little bit of a barbecue yesterday and set the timer. I said the okay magic words, and I was in my living room when I did it. Apparently, my voice was able to activate Putin's phone, her phone, my buddy's phone, his wife's phone, and my phone.
How?
Apparently, when I said the magic words, okay, Google, start a timer for, yep, right there, there it goes again.
I'm not connected to any of that bullshit.
Apparently, well, because it's all, I did it for when I was on line haul. I set up my voice activating. Because, so, with my job, when you crossed, before they got the DVIRs and the DTRs in the actual tablets, you had to do paper logs.
Right.
So when you did the DTR, you had to mark down the mileage every time you crossed the state line. Well, I'm not going to remember, like, especially when I was double turning for Hartford, I'd have to cross over to Mass, from Mass to Connecticut, back to Mass,
Right.
back to New York. That was one turn. Back to Mass, back to Connecticut, back to Mass, back to New York. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times I crossed state lines. I'd have to write down every time I crossed the mileage from state to state. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pull the truck over.
Not doing my job. Fuck you.
No. I'm
Fuck
going
you,
to do
Sony.
my job, but I'm not going to pull the truck over and waste time to write down the mileage. So I would sit there. Okay, Google, take a note.
What do you want it to say?
Go fuck yourself, Sony.
Save your note.
Yourself, Sony. But
Oh man, it censored me.
now watch this.
Fuck you, Google.
Okay, Google, read me my notes.
You have quite a few notes.
Yeah, see? It still has start 109689. It was one of my mileages. That was from today. It's an old habit. So I activate it like that because I'd just be driving. Okay, Google, New York to Mass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Google, Mass to
I
Connecticut.
like how you like quiet your voice.
Because I don't want it to kick
I
up
don't
again.
want my phone to listen to me.
Mass to Connecticut. 654 321. I would do that every time.
China is
Then-
listening to your fucking ass right now.
Then when I'd get done for the night, okay, Google, bring me back my notes. It kicked
Okay,
up-
Google.
didn't work.
See, China doesn't
Try
like
it
me.
again.
Okay, Google. China doesn't like me.
Deepen your voice and say it like more straight.
Oh, okay, Google.
Oh, it worked. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, Google. See, there it goes. But then, yeah, and then I would read me back my notes. It would bring. It's okay. Here are the notes you've taken today, and it would kick up all my notes. Okay, MA to CT, or NY to MA. This mileage. I'd write them all down.
You know, I believe all the OK Googles out there are just recording everyone. God damn it, recording everyone's voice just to use AI synthesis to eventually make a carbon copy of you. Because there's AI, there's robots now that are fucking crazy as shit. But there's also those sex robots that it's going to be a huge fucking industry. But they're going to create AI audio of you to implant in one of these robots. So one of these days, I'm going to get a hold of you. You're going to come over here and do this fucking podcast with me. And it's not going to be you. It's going to be AI Google bullshit. Fuck you, Sony. Read that back.
Sorry, I'm not sure if you were talking to me. I'll disregard what you said, but let me know if I can help.
Fucking ignore me. Look at that. It just yeah, okay, whatever, stupid. Fuck you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so TikTok.
Yeah.
Speaking of Google and China. So the TikTok ban.
China.
China. It was banned because of Chinese spyware, right?
Supposedly.
I have a theory on why it was actually banned and why it was like bipartisan.
Data mining, that's it.
That's what they say, apparently. Never mind all the other ones.
I mean, other than listening like Big Brother always has, it's just data mining. That's all it is.
It data mines. So does every other website. Like, Facebook's
Facebook.
probably the fucking worst of
Yep.
all of them. Facebook is probably the worst.
We could you literally made a comment about sex dolls tonight. How much you want to bet on your Facebook, your TikTok, your eBay, or whatever you go on by the end of the night, if not within the next 24 hours, you'll see an article about a new prosthetic, a new synthetic doll, hitting the market, real life like with Gluck 3000 action.
Gluck. I don't know. Most of my Facebook is wrestling. Oh, fuck Star Wars. But yeah, so they claim it's because of Chinese spyware. It's like, well, they're gonna pay attention. They're stealing all our information and whatever, blah blah blah. And that's the bullshit that they feed us. But I don't think it's that at all. What I think is this: back in October, there was the initial attack of Hamas in Palestine, right? The week that happened, for about a week, there was this massive pro-Palestinian push on TikTok, and it was huge. And I think a lot of this pro-Palestinian movement comes from that specifically, especially the uneducated ones. They're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
And because that's the algorithm that was pushed. And then like a switch turning, like after about a week, it just flipped to pro-Israel. And then it was just all pro-Israel. I think when that happened, because before that, the right was like, we need to ban TikTok because they recognize that this algorithm push is not healthy. It's not good. If they can just push whatever narrative they want, a foreign entity, an adversarial entity at that, can push whatever narrative they want across algorithms, and dumb fucking young Americans will read it and be like, whoa.
So wait, you mean to tell me somebody in our country came up with the bright idea that a media platform could push a narrative and it's not a good thing?
Yeah, it's never happened before. Hunter Biden's laptop is not fucking real.
I'm glad I listened to Fox News. I mean ABC. I mean NBC. I mean MSNBC. Because they never lie to me either.
Nope. Not one of them. Depending on what shoulder you're leaning on.
You get to where I'm going with this joke.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when that happened, you understand. When that happened, I think the Democrats.
IY. KY. K. If you know, you know. YOLO.
God, what? What?
How would you pronounce that? If you know, you know.
I don't know. Jeez.
It was predicting the future.
So, what happened? Like I was saying, the right wanted this ban before because of all the trans thing that was going on and pushing, and the crazy sex books putting.
How do you pronounce that?
Ikik.
Ikik.
Yeah, that's one of those icks. Ikik. Anyway,
It's very ick.
I fucking hate. Anyway,
Go ahead.
I'm getting way the fuck out there. I'm trying to say something here. I'm trying to speak words. They're trying to come out of my mouth, and you keep yicking.
And keep putting things back in it.
So, the right, because of all the trans things and the crazy like sex books and school libraries and all that bullshit, the right wanted this like taken care of. They wanted it either banned or divested. And the left, Democrats were like, no. And then this Hamas Israel thing happened. And then TikTok's algorithm shifted. And then they finally went, oh, shit. Because once it went from pro-Hamas to pro-Israel, now you created a problem. Because now you got some, not many, but some people on the right that are pro-Hamas, few and far in between, pro-Israel. But now the problem is now you have the left split. Some are pro-Israel, some are pro-Palestine. That creates a problem. So now Democrats are like, we need to get rid of this. This can't.
Yeah,
that's
you
why
can't
it was a
have division
bipartisan
within
bill.
Division.
Yeah, that's why it's a bipartisan bill. I am mostly against it for the fact that there's so much journalism, not even like people like us, just actual journalists that aren't a part of any kind of giant entity, conglomerate, that are able to just get actual shit, like boots on the ground, things that are happening. Case in point, like the video that Asmongold is watching, that was actually a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
He wasn't like MSN or anything. He was a Twitch streamer. It was like first responder, something or other. I can't remember his actual tag. But he was watching him, and that's you actually saw on the ground what was going on. It's kind of like the independents that were at Occupy Wall Street back in 2010.
Oh god.
So that's what that was. It's great for that, and it's great for just getting things going on, and then just like the bullshit entertainment like everywhere else. But then you also get your fucking yeah, that's why I'm for it. There's part of me, though, because it's owned, or there's a large portion, like 20% of it is owned by a foreign adversarial entity, that I'm not for. Like, I am for the divestment just for that reason. Because just for that reason, they can just shift narrative, and then that fucks the country up. That's not a good thing. Like, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If an adversary can push a narrative that is not owned by the United States and then affect our election outcome, like whether it be for the guy you're voting for or not, the fact that they can push it that way, that's not healthy.
So here's my issue. Here's why I'd have to say I'd lean more towards against banning it.
Well, so would I. I'm more toward against, but there's part of me that's like, I understand why. I don't agree on the reasoning why suddenly we're all on board, but
I'm having a hard time being for the banning altogether. And maybe this is where I have a little more faith in humanity than you do. You have more faith in the humanity of like people's capabilities. I have a little bit more faith in people's intelligence, which is a very weird thing to come out of my mouth. I'd like to think that by banning it, you're literally telling people you can't think for yourself. You can't do the research.
They fucking do that all the time. The government does that to us all the time.
I know, but we're smart. A lot of people nowadays have become more developed, more educated. People are because of stuff like TikTok, like you said, people are like, wait a minute, hold up, something ain't right. Let me read into this. Then they start going through this. This. They start finding, okay, this and this match up, but this doesn't match up with this. But this has something that kind of goes against this, but this one says something about it. So let me put all the pieces of this puzzle together. Okay, now I get the bigger picture. Now I can come up with my own opinion because I've done the math. I've done the research. I can make an educated decision.
Right.
That's where I'm having a hard time finding a reason to even be for banning it. Right? Because during the Cold War, we fucking banned a bunch of shit. During the fucking Pearl Harbor, World War I, World War II, before social medias, we were blocking things from coming in. We were not dealing with these people. And in the end, shit always makes it. People always suffer. You ever seen Planet 50? No, not Planet 51. What's the movie? It's a Blue Alien movie.
Blue Alien movie. Is it recent?
It's not recent, probably within the last 10 to 15 years. Not Planet 51.
Blue Alien.
It's a cartoon movie for kids.
Oh no, I don't know.
Long story short, one of the main
I thought you were
characters
gonna say like District 9, like something.
One of the main characters goes, "Hey, tell me about Earth," and they goes, "Oh, blah 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 blah." You know, these two countries get into war. You know, and then the country that wins technically loses because they got to pay back the other person for. Yeah, they pay back the other country they beat. It's sad but true in a kid's movie. Case in point, it made the perfect example. Win or lose, everybody suffers. And when we're not working together, we're just hurting each other.
Right.
So by banning a country from putting its apps into ours or putting our apps into theirs, you're just even as small as a social media platform, you're just causing more of a wedge.
But for the United States, they want that. I firmly believe they want that. They want a wedge between the United States and China. Here's the fucking weird part. They want a wedge between us and China. They don't want us participating in Chinese anything for funding and reasons like that. But at the same time, it seems like we are more and more becoming like China as far as censorship goes, and trying to make these large government entities try and control this and that and do whatever. 5.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to make these large entities to have more top-down control like China. So we don't want nothing to do with China, but we're trying to become more like China. The problem is with this, like I said, they're trying to do this because of Chinese spyware, but Zoom is also Chinese spyware, 100%.
And everybody uses it in Google.
Everyone. And not a fucking word about that. Not a word about
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Like, and you mean to tell me America has no apps? American technology, American companies, software companies. No, there's never been an American developed app
Right.
that is across seas.
Not like,
I mean, I swear to God, if I got to smack you in the face with one of your books, I'll do it to get this message across.
Well, here's the thing with that. With this, the guy that wrote the bill for this, Michael McCall, was it a few weeks before? Yeah, 2 weeks before this, he bought $700,000 in Meta stock.
Oh, dude, he invested over $1 million in total.
And then he voted yes for it 2 weeks after he bought all. It was like throughout a week, he bought like 100,000 or 150,000 here, 150,000 there, 250,000 here, all up to 700,000. I know. I think the total is like $1.3 million after everything. And then after he voted yes, it dropped 18%. So he lost a shit ton of money. He's like, good, fuck you, fuck Meta, and fuck Sony.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You mean to tell me? I mean, Facebook was the one they discovered. If you remember, what was it, like 10 years ago? No, 7. It was right before Obama left and Trump came in. Facebook was like popping.
Yeah, it was like 2014, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like booming.
Yeah.
MySpace was dead.
Yeah, MySpace died years before.
And there was all these videos, all these journalists, journalist pieces, videos, on like YouTube and shit like that.
Right.
Where with Facebook, you could literally put a USB port into a wall above an outlet, and you could actually put a malware into that USB reader, so that when you plug your phone into charge, it could now hack your phone.
Yeah.
Go through your Facebook account. And that's what the guy did. The guy ended up showing the journalist. He goes, hey,
I saw something. Yeah, I did see that.
he's like, you brought the dummy phone, right? He goes, yeah, stays with all the family, the photos,
Yep.
the Facebooks, the Facebook photo, all these dummy credit card numbers.
And then they go into they go after you to that same jack, plug in, and steal it. Yeah.
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 And that was he mainly talked about Facebook being the biggest link.
Yeah.
And how anybody anywhere in the world could do that.
Because Facebook, everyone links a lot of their shit to Facebook.
Yep.
So basically,
Facebook Market or Facebook Store.
Yeah, I mean, bank accounts and everything. Facebook at that time, Facebook was your Grand Central Station, so to speak.
Yeah.
Of everything. Yeah, I do remember that.
And so you mean to tell me? Now, let me ask you this. I'm not trying to fucking side with China. I'm not trying to side with America on this. But you mean to tell me, let's say you're China, I'm America. Hey, China. No TikTok in my country. But you better keep Facebook.
Yeah, that's another problem.
How's that going to make you feel?
That's another problem.
Piss you right the fuck off, ain't it?
Well, actually, here's the thing. Is I don't know if Facebook is actually allowed in China. No, it's got to be, because never mind. I'm actually friends with someone from China who does belts. That big gold right there, actually. There are certain things that China will not allow the United States to have in China without it being heavily monitored. So that I will say.
So why don't we do that with TikTok?
Here's the thing. TikTok is not heavily monitored because China won't allow it. That's where a big problem is. If China says, no, you're not monitoring this, the United States generally, before the TikTok ban, has gone, no, you're not doing that. On the flip side, though, the United States will have whatever company go in, and China will be like, that's fine. If they didn't outright say no, they'll say that's fine, but we control pretty much everything and how it operates.
Yeah, let us have like a control hub.
Basically, so it's like the opposite of what you just said, though. See, China has full or near full control of everything that goes through China. United States does not. And other, like China being the one we're specifically talking about, will not allow the United States to have any kind of control. That's why U.S. will be like, okay,
So then-
fine. We're going to ban, even though it's not a ban because you can still get it, you just can't sell your shit through our app stores.
In that case, then yes, in that instance, I can say thank you very much because now I have found a reason why I could get on par with this.
That's like
Ban.
one of the problems. I think.
Okay,
I just had to be coaxed to actually get there.
just like you better ban that clip.
Yeah. Fuck you, Sony. God, it pisses me off.
I jerked off the dildo on camera in case you're wondering.